Hey everybody, welcome back to HitPoint, a JRPG news show, a niche news show, anime news, manga news, whatever it is that interests Baku and I, we're going to talk about it today, and we've got some stuff to talk about. But as always,
we got anime news this time for sure.
days, for days, anime news for days. It's very exciting stuff. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening so far, and thank you for joining us for a little bit of a later start today. Baku decided he needed to eat dinner or something. I don't know.
The nerve of this man having dinner with get this, friends.
The absolute nerve to have friends. So, we normally stream on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Timestamps will be usually added the day following, so if you're watching this and you don't see timestamps, wait a little longer maybe, and, if you feel like you need them. Anyways,
yeah.
Baku, good to see you, buddy. How are you doing today?
Good to see you, man. I'm doing great. I'm really stuffed. I have a mild case of food coma. I am drinking coffee right now to try to just get through this. Probably won't stream tonight, even though I told people I would. But yeah, had some Laos food today. It was amazing.
Ooh, that sounds really good. What did you have?
Look, this is called lob. Lob is kind of like their national dish. It's like mint and meat and shallots and lime juice and what is it? Cilantro, and it's just really nice, like fish sauce, and you just eat it with rice, and it's just really good.
Oh man, that sounds super fresh. That would be really fresh tasting.
It's
and
really good. Yeah, especially during summertime. I guess it's because the climate is relatively hot, right? So the food is it just makes sense. It's a little spicy. It's got some chili in there. Oh, it's got chili for days in there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Look, if you come by my area, I'll take you there.
Nice. Well, while Baku is fending off a food coma, I am fending off the poor night's sleep. Unfortunately, yesterday, I was actually streaming on Twitch when I got notification that there was a tornado in the area.
What?
The fun of living in Kansas is that, I was playing games. Amy comes in and says, hey, there's a tornado on the ground in your grandma's neighborhood. I'm like, oh, that's 45 minutes away. It's heading this way. I need to stop. And then about 15, 20 minutes later, we're huddled in the basement. Power goes out. Doesn't come back on until about 3 p.m. today. It was rough. It was a very warm night of sleep, and I'm just not doing super great. But we will get through this together, Baku.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all right.
Okay, yeah.
Let the power of hype get us through this, eh?
I'm just glad that you guys are okay, because I did not know that there was a whole hurricane situation. You told me your power went out, and now I'm just oh, power went out. That sucks. Okay, I didn't hear about tornado. Okay, that's a different.
I mean, it's Kansas. There's always a tornado. Don't worry about it. So
that's where there's a 7-Eleven, there is a tornado.
What would you say is this week's top headline?
Well, the Persona fans, is Atlus literally listening to you? Are they?
Persona fans rejoice?
Rejoice?
We'll talk about it. It's complicated, right? Yeah. All right. Well, you picked out some comments for us to respond to from last week's episode. Let's go ahead and dig through some of those, hey?
Yes. We've got ourselves a William Dunbar. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, William. I just wish Atlus. I love it. I love that. It's just so on point. We're talking about Atlus today. I just wish Atlus would do more ports of their PS2 SMT games, the Digital Devil Saga, the Raido games need physical PS4 and or Switch ports. I got it to SMT via SMT3 port and enjoyed SMT5.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to be able to play some of the other SMT games. We're with you, William. I'm not an SMT fan, but I can't. I want all the RPGs to be available to be played all the time.
I know.
I don't have to be a fan. I just need them to be available for you. So I'm with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the beauty of just backwards compatibility and backwards compatibility programs. hopefully, maybe, Sony is looking at doing some PS2 backwards compatibility stuff with their online service, right? Maybe
Yeah.
that'll be a method, but I mean, it's not going to be like a HD remasters that I think you might have in mind. But at a certain point, it would become extremely unwieldy for like, oh, new console's
Mm,
coming out, time to report everything we've ever made to the new system, right? Like,
right,
there's
right.
there's I mean, obviously there are some games that definitely should be ported forward, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, it's always hard to pick and choose. So having a system like that where you can play backwards battle games would be really great. But well, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I think I always feel like we're at a point in time now where we can sort of predict the future needs when it comes to upscaling and doing all these things. And
hmm
once they get it down to a system that can be passed on to future consoles and what have you
yeah,
in terms of the architect, I think the
hmm
AI can do a lot of that stuff. Like I know,
sure,
what is it called? What's that company that makes graphics cards? Nvidia.
oh yeah,
Nvidia's got like technologies that can basically, do like AI enhancement, etc. But you take that to the logical conclusion. Like, let's say, for example, I don't know how realistic this is, but let's say that at some point 8K TV is just ubiquitous. Everybody's 8K everywhere,
yeah,
right? So 1080p all of a sudden is just like, what is this like garbage, right? Uh, Instead of having people going in and redoing all the arts, they just need to use AI to just kind of like upscale it and then remaster it, basically the entire thing. So the process might be a lot smoother because we're
hmm
going from like, like 4:3 to like widescreen, right? So like I think it's like the biggest jump in terms of like, and we've never had to do remaster like we do now.
yeah.
But the second, third wave, however many waves of remaster we may do in the future, just to fit like the modern technology, is probably going to be easier with AI help. So I have hopes
hmm
that it's going to get better from
Yeah.
here on.
It reminds me a little bit of Square Enix with Final Fantasy X. They ported it once to from
Mhm.
from PS2 to Vita, and they must have done something very special in that process because
Yeah.
ever since then they've had no trouble porting it to every other single console that's been made ever
Yeah.
since, which is
Yeah.
crazy. And I assume that there's something about how they did that made it particularly easy to move forward. And maybe that involved not deleting the source code or something. I don't know.
Isn't it Final Fantasy 8 where they like lost all their like
Yeah.
source
Final
code
Fantasy
and
8
arts
and
and
Chrono Cross and
ugh,
Panzer
yeah.
Dragoon Saga. And I mean, it was really ubiquitous back in the day. So
Yeah, man. Maybe that's why we'll never see a was it Treasure Rudra because
just there's
that game is long deleted.
probably. Uh,
Mm.
I mean, that's probably why they
Yeah,
remade Live Alive from the bones up, right? So.
basically, yeah, from scratch, basically.
Yeah. We got another comment here from Mecha Otaku Gamer who says,
Hmm.
I would love to see Artanilico 2, Zone of the Enders, and Ape Escape 3 get remade or remastered from the PS2 era, and give us a remaster of Tales of Abyss with a follow up story.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It would be
Yeah,
nice. That's, and that is even more PS2 era titles that I think we're talking about here that could use a port to the more recent era. Hey,
yeah, absolutely.
seems we got PS2 on the brain here.
No, we absolutely have PS2 coming up. They did something similar for Tales of Graces, right? Tales of Graces F.
hmm
That's when you have like the follow-up story. So yeah, they could do like a Tales of Abyss F, for example. Like
Yeah.
I play it. Yeah. In fact, let's give the F treatment to all the to all the Tales games. Let's see. Tales of Symphony. Oh, Tales of Symphony is the second game. Tales of Vesperia F. Anybody? You'll play that, right? Um, but yeah, I would. What other PS2 era game would you want to see, Derek?
I mean, I think last week I said the bouncer, right? So I
Yes.
can't say that again.
You can't say the bouncer again. You're gonna
And
lose JRPG cred if you say bouncer again.
okay. Oh, here's one. How about
Uh-huh.
Persona 3 FES? But how about we
Oh my
actually maybe include some
god.
additional features or something? I don't know.
Let's talk about that later.
Maybe
Slow
we
down
will.
there, cowboy. Well, let's
Maybe
talk
we'll talk
about
about that a little bit later. What else? What else? Persona 4. No, wait, they did that. How about Final Fantasy 10? Oh no, we did that. Final Fantasy 12? No, we did that. So how about those other SMT Atlas games? You know, like Digital Devil Saga and Raido and
I can't think of anything off the top of my head from the PS2 era. Like the PS2, PS3 era has been very hazy for me.
The PS2 era has lots of really great games. I mean,
yeah,
like we've got Ring of Red. We've got the Suikoden games, which would be really great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, well, maybe at least 2.
Konami.
At least Suikoden 5.
Man, we're touching a lot of sore subjects right now.
I know. We're just, I mean, what else was there though? Radiata stories. I've been getting a lot of people want to hear and see more from Radiata.
Yes. You know what? That's a good one.
Yeah,
Radiata story. Yeah, I would second that.
Dark Cloud 2.
No, Dark
Rogue
Cloud,
Galaxy. Except those kind of got remade, or they're digital. PS4 digital HD. Yeah, they did something with those.
Yeah, that's a remaster. That's a remaster.
It kind of fits, but it's not physical though. So
I feel like they deserve remakes.
They really do. At least Dark Cloud 2. Dark Cloud 1 was great. It wasn't nearly as fleshed out, I think. And Dark Cloud 2 and Rogue Galaxy feel like really complete games from the era. They really represent some of the best. How about Drakengard? Drakengard 2, 3.
Drakengard. Okay, so Drakengard 1. There's Drakengard 1.
Yeah.
Drakengard 2 is actually not even by Yoko Taro. Drakengard 3, he comes back, and the gameplay was horrendous. You know, if I get to vote one game, Drakengard 3, hands down.
Just remake it.
Proper remake of Drakengard 3, so the gameplay is not garbage. The story was really compelling. The
Solid
music, the art, everything is super compelling, but the gameplay was just like doo-doo, and like I can't recommend that to anybody.
Yeah. If we missed any PS2 era titles, and we did, throw them down in the comments below, and maybe we'll take a look at those next week. Now, I think those of you who are familiar with our episode from last week might have heard me say that we had something like, oh, I got a bunch of voicemails. And so we played 2. And then I went to go listen to the remaining voicemails in my Google Voice inbox. And unfortunately, all 3 of them were just weird static. So I don't know if Google Voice is just glitched. So I don't know if you left a voicemail and you didn't have yours played on the air. Maybe give us another call at 785-337-3805 and try again. Otherwise, you can also email in your voice file to hitpoint@superdarkrpgs.com, and we can also play them, and you don't have to pay your international phone charges and all that. So, leave us your comments that you want us to read, and also, we'll also be reading super chats at the end of the episode. So, if you guys have any burning questions that you just need to have responded to, or want some feedback, or just want some bragging rights, you can definitely do that as well. So feel free to throw those in the chat, and we'll respond to those a little bit later on. And otherwise, I think that about does it for housekeeping, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get started with today's show. All right. Ooh, where do we begin?
You're stretching yet? Gotta loosen up those muscles.
Yeah, gotta loosen up those reviewing muscles, because we're gonna be looking at a lot of lots and lots of trailers. Just like last week, it is trailer rich. If that's the thing, trailer rich.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So I don't know if any of you guys notice, but we don't really have an E3 this year. But in lieu of E3, we've got so-called the Summer of Gaming, or as the rest of us are saying, Summer of Not E3 2022, which I think is a hilarious name to describe all the game shows, all the broadcasts that's just been happening. Let me just name a few, and I'm pretty sure this list is not even a complete list. Okay, are you ready for this, Derek?
Sure.
Okay, So we've covered the Sony State of Play. We
Mhm.
covered Sonic Central. We've covered the Acquired Game Show.
Yep.
That was last week's show.
Yeah.
This week, we had on Thursday, the Summer Game Fest, the Day of Devs, Devolver Digital Showcase. Friday, we have Freedom Games Showcase, Epic Games Showcase, Tribeca Game Spotlight. Saturday, we have Guerrilla Collective 3.0. We had Wholesome Direct, which actually was really good. Future Play Direct, Future Game Show, NetEast Games live stream, and Net Today. While I was writing the docket still, we had the Xbox and Bethesda showcase and the PC gaming show, which I didn't even get to watch. So if you guys are like, oh, but you missed something from the PC game, it's because I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah.
I was
at a certain point, we had to cut off
everything down.
Yeah.
At a certain point, we have to cut off our docket.
But we'll be
so
sure to cover
next
anything
week-
important in the next step. So make sure
Yes.
if you saw anything super cool, point it out in the chat as well, or in the comments after the show.
Absolutely. Now I we did cover some stuff from Xbox and Bethesda showcase, kind of, but we'll talk about it later.
Mhm.
So and I'm sure that I've missed something. So hey, look, if I missed anything, let me know. But like, I tried my best to try to watch everything I could. So how many have you watched out of the list, Derek?
Out of all of those,
Yes.
0. Not a
Man.
single one. I've been living
Not
a
a single
bit under
one.
a rock, and a big part of that is actually that work has been particularly demanding this week, which is also why if you watched last week's episode, you might have noticed that there's still no timestamps, and I'm very sorry about that. I know.
Oh,
And
I didn't even notice.
I know. And then also,
Didn't even know.
I did finally upload it to Spotify and other platforms earlier today. So,
Oh, okay.
because I couldn't do it yesterday, I was going to, but the power went out. So, yeah, it's been a crazy bit of week. So, my bad, everybody. I'm sorry. I'll try to do better.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens. Like
So-
life. But look, if you guys pay us enough to work full time, we'll do a lot better. But right now we're
Yeah.
we're not even sponsored anymore. Let's get another sponsor in. Come on. But okay, so we did talk a lot about these game shows. Now, each of these game shows probably cover like 10, 15 games, and some will have overlaps, but I think in all there has got to be at least 100 games,
I
upwards
know.
100 games. So we're not going to cover all of it. In fact, some of the stuff that we cover today aren't even from all this. Like they're just independent like things. So it's just whatever got our attention. And if we miss anything that you feel like we should talk about, definitely write to us. We'll take a second look and maybe we'll like come back and talk about it next show, because we probably will need some like gap fillers for next show. So
Yeah.
with that being said, let's dive right in. So starting off with a game called Class of Heroes 2 Remaster. This is the game that's not part of any game show, but rather gaming shows, but rather it was something that I had written down last week's docket, and I completely forgot about it. I just like skipped right through. So I want to bring it up again. It's just really quick. Classic Hero is a game that dates back to the PSP in 2009 from Acquire. They saw an enhanced port on PS3 in 2010. They're going to do a remaster for PS4 and the Switch. No release date information, and it's going to be digital only. That's it. That's all I wanted to cover. And then I completely just like skipped through. So next games.
All right. So I also wanted to mention that we had a couple of things besides game announcements that were also announced.
Oh yeah, that's right. We've got the bad news.
Yeah,
should we talk about the bad news?
Let's sprinkle in
too?
the bad news a little bit here.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
completely see. This is how tired I am.
I know.
I'm
I'm
glad
even trying
you
to write
caught
it into the
that.
docket. I'm like, Baku.
I wrote this. Damn it.
I love it.
Okay, I was gonna start with the cancellations and then talk about all their announcements. So
Yeah.
let's rewind and let's talk about game cancellations, because you know why we skip game cancellation? Because fortunately for us fans, that actually doesn't happen very often nowadays or recently.
Yeah.
But there's a notable cancellation that we should talk about, and then there's a very notable delay that we should also talk about.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the cancellation. So,
Okay.
last week I actually talked about a game that is the sequel to Metal Max Reborn called Metal Max Wild West. And I was saying, oh, that game is in development, and it should come out in like 2023 after the remake of Metal Max Reborn, or right now. That game actually now has been canceled as of like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So this game was originally announced as Metal Max Reborn 2 in 2019. And the game has been sort of in development until now. It's finally just canceled. It would have had a new protagonist, and it would have followed after the events of Metal Max Reborn. There were no specific reasons given for the cancellation. They just didn't feel like doing it. But if I have to take a gander, it's probably because Reborn didn't sell well. So it kind of makes business sense. So yeah, sorry to the fans. However, if you are a Metal Max fan, they are working on other projects in the Metal Max franchise. So it's not dying the way of, other games like Suikoden.
In Metal Max, gosh, after that trailer last week, honestly, I'm kind of interested in taking a look. So I think I'll probably be taking a gander at that before too terribly long. But we also have that delay that you alluded to moments ago.
God, yeah.
And this one hurts because I remember
much.
making a video about how hyped I was about this game back in 2018.
Years ago.
Back in 2018, I made a video talking about how hyped I was for GrabBlue Fantasy Relink. And unfortunately, that was originally announced back in 2016. It has been delayed into 2023.
Yeah.
This action RPG console spin-off of the popular mobile game GrabBlue Fantasy. So the development team has been notoriously turbulent with Platinum Games, which worked with the combat mechanics of the game, and they announced that they would actually be no longer involved. And that was back in 2019.
Yeah.
And then after a long silence, it was announced back in 2021 that the game's going to come out in 22, and now it's not. It's coming out in 2023. Maybe.
Yep. Maybe.
Producer Yuito Kimura, I'm sorry. Yeah, did I say that? Yeah, Kimura announced that the delay of they announced the delay on the official website, stating that the pandemic is the main reason for the delay this time, and that the game is in its final stage of development. And more news will be shared in December. So
maybe
look forward to December for more news about. I mean, maybe that news in December is another delay. Who knows? So the game is planned to release on PS4, PS5, and PC via Steam, and we do have a trailer for that. I mean, that's the latest trailer. It's not a new trailer, though, is it?
It's not a new trailer, no.
So we don't really.
It's just so people know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, someone might be coming in new, like, what are you talking about?
Okay. Yeah, we'll
show it to you.
Gander.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll show you why we're hype about this. It's gorgeous game.
It truly is a gorgeous looking game. Here's to delays. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Did we say that here on stream that quote attributed to a delayed game is eventually good, but a bad game is forever bad? Did we talk about that here? It was not actually more.
Yeah. We did talk about that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we did talk. I think somebody mentioned that in a comment.
Did.
Yeah, somebody brought it up in the comments and we responded then. Okay. But look at this. Is that not just...
it's a beautiful, beautiful game. And if you sit in there yourself talking to yourself, yo, the combat looks great, but is it going to play that well? Platinum Games. If Platinum Games did that, I believe it.
Did they do that, though? I mean...
I think they did.
Okay, so
yeah,
so Platinum Games. It's not that they were done and then they scrapped whatever Platinum did. I hope.
We can talk about it after the trailer because the music's a little loud.
Oh, I mean you can.
Yeah. God, this thing is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. What a great looking game.
I would love to see this on PC and PS5 though.
Ah, man, I remember
like really maximize those graphics. Let's go.
Back when this was announced in 2016 and like in the early trailers that I saw in 2018.
Yeah.
This is way before the PS5 was announced. And I was like, oh my God. Now this is going to come out and it's going to look like an average PS5 game. I feel like, you know, it's been in development so long. It's
yeah.
Oh well.
This is a more recent
it does look gorgeous.
This is the most recent trailer, yeah. So this is maybe like a year, 2 years old.
Okay, that still looks great. Okay.
Yeah, same. No, I think this is 2021. So this is actually from last year. Yeah, I think I remember now. They came out of nowhere. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, this game is not dead. So so after so 2019, Platinum Games was like, yeah, we're no longer involved.
Yeah.
And that sounded really bad. But then what most people probably didn't know, because it's not like hype news, is that what Platinum Game later said, what they meant was we're done with our part. So
okay. They're done with their portion of it.
Yeah, we're done with the combat mechanics. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, when they said no longer involved, I got a completely different impression.
Exactly. But like, see, this is the thing about losing things in translation.
Yeah.
Right. They wrote it in Japanese. It would no longer involve this project. We're finished with this. And then English translation, you know, and then the media picks it up. Oh my God, Platinum Games is walking away from development. Something must be going wrong, you know, like, and then that all spiraled out.
There are still things going wrong, and chief among them apparently is, you know, pandemic. So
pandemic.
Well, I'll cut them some slack this time.
Yeah.
Next pandemic, they won't be so lucky.
Oh God. And then 2021 came along and they're working on this game. It's not dead. Here's the newest trailer. So that's the thing that you just watch. Expected to come out 2022. 2022 comes along. Bam. Actually, we need to delay it one more time.
All right.
So, but at least they say it's in the final stage. So, hey, now you guys know what that game looks like and why we're so hyped about it.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yeah. I just want to say one more thing before we move on, though. This is the game that's probably going to be the last like true Platinum Games like combat that we love from like the like mid 2010s.
Oh yeah.
Because ever since then, like they had the new CEO, they have a completely different direction. They want to work in live action games and what have you. This may very well be the last game that
like a little bit of a time capsule of their work from that era. Yeah.
That combat, like, brilliance from like the Nier Automata, the Bayonetta sort of like combat, like just like the golden age. It was just really depressing to say, but until they come off a different game that says otherwise, like I'm pretty convinced that was like sort of like the height of like their development. So, expect that to come out soon. Next year.
All right. So getting back to new game announcements.
Yes.
Back to the good news.
Yes.
Vestaria Saga 2, the Sacred Sword of Silvanister. I think I said that right. Is a tactical RPG from the creators of Fire Emblem series Shouzo Kaga that tries to capture the essence of the earlier Fire Emblem titles in the tone of the story, gameplay, and aesthetics. Now, this is a sequel to the original released under the title Vestaria Saga Gaiden, the Sacred Sword of Silvanister, and was available in Japan only up to this point.
Yeah.
So now the rebranding of the international release also comes with new music, a resolution upgrade. It's now up to 720p.
Now up to 720p. That's not a typo.
Okay. And various other quality of life improvements. So now that's going to be coming out on July 28th of 2022, coming to PC via Steam. And we have a trailer to Google at as well in all of its 720 pixels of glory.
Beautiful 720 pixels. Let's do it.
All 720. Oh.
Bam, 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 bam. Epic music.
Yeah. So is this showing the 720p right now, or
I don't know. I don't know,
because it's still definitely looking like a 4:3 aspect rate, or it looks like a 3:4 aspect. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Yeah,
there we go. Hey,
right there. I think it's just the map.
Yeah, I think you.
Yeah, it's just
right.
the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The music's actually pretty good.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
All right, Vestaria Saga.
Vestaria Saga, yes.
Well, cool.
July 28th, guys. Mark your calendar. If you like that old school Fire Emblem game and you're just not really with like the new stuff, go back to the Daddy Fire Emblem himself. Worked on these two games, so I think it would be great. Yeah. Okay, next up we got a little gem called Deadly Premonition 2: A Blessing in Disguise. This is an open world survival horror video game that is set in present day Boston, where you play as FBI special agent Francis York Morgan, who will have to revisit a case that he had thought that he had solved back in 2005. This game was previously a Switch exclusive, which most people will tell you means that you're playing with basically unplayable frame rates. But the game is now coming on PC, so it is now at least playable. We've got a special Swery, the guy who developed the game. You got a special trailer from this man, and it's just hilarious. It's 39 seconds. I have to show it. Let's take a look. Okay. It's so good.
All right.
I love this man. I may not love his games, but I love this dude.
Nice little Shining reference there. Oh, just Control V. Just pasting it in.
Okay. So I had to talk about it. I'm like, if nothing else, just to show you guys that trailer.
That was the whole point of the entire piece. You just wanted us to see that. Okay, thank you for sharing, Baku.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
Oh boy.
My turn. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up game that will feature 7 playable characters in addition.
7.
Yeah, that's right. And
7.
And not even a single one of them is Venus de Milo, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately.
So this is going to feature, in addition to the 4 titular turtles who are teenage mutant and turtles, and also ninjas, by the way. You'll also be able to play as the Rat Mentor, Splinter, the Human Reporter, April O'Neil, and the Psychopath, Casey Jones.
That was not in my script, but we'll let that go.
Dude, have you ever watched the YouTube video? Casey Jones is insane.
I have not.
It just takes Casey Jones from the tune, and like it's just a supercut of his actual things, and he's just like, "Stop right there, criminal scum," and he's just like, it's just the weirdest. Like he just sounds absolutely mental. It's great.
It's like a supercut of his lines, taken out of context.
Yes, no context. He just sounds like a complete madman. He sounds like the kind of person who would run through sewers waving golf clubs around in New York City. So
okay, so we were watching. So this actually came out of the Summer Game Fest, and I was watching that on the stream with folks, and that was the only game that I was hype about. I was not hype about any game. It was like an hour and a half a presentation of just trailers nonstop. And that was the only game where I just really stopped and I'm like, yo, I want to play that. So yeah, so let's take a look.
All right, let's give it a look, Lawbreaker.
Yeah.
I have not seen this, by the way.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Oh, dude.
You're in for a treat. Yeah, that looks freaking awesome.
Yes. Casey Jones is an absolute insane individual, and I love it. What was that? A Jose Canseco bet.
I'm loving this like 90s tune too. 80s, 90s tune.
Heck yeah.
Yo,
Oh,
April's
and April.
badass.
Yeah, and she's in her yellow jumpsuit too.
Yes.
It's perfect. Someone says, Casey, Bebop and Rocksteady! The palette swapped Foot Clan soldiers! Oh, dude! Yeah!
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah!
Oh my god.
Dude!
I was so hyped. I was so hyped.
Oh my god. What's this?
June
Oh,
16th. Mark your calendar. Hey, that's in 4 days, by the way.
That is so
That's
incredibly
in
hype.
4 days.
Okay.
Get the game.
Baku?
Yeah.
If I get that, can we co-op that someday?
I don't know if they have online co-op. I know
it
there's
said
local
online
co-op.
and local.
Oh,
I thought
did
I
it
saw
say
that during the
online?
trailer. I think it said so. I can.
You know, if it's online co-op, we could totally play this. We should totally play this. Yeah, if it's online co-op, we'll totally play it. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Man, that's so
Get
cool.
it on Steam. Get it on Steam.
Okay.
Yeah, get it on Steam. I'll play it.
I wonder if it has crossplay. I have no idea, but whatever.
I would get on Steam. I mean, I would imagine you get on Steam, right?
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
hang on.
Mhm.
It might suck. Hype responsibly. just throwing that out there. You never know. I don't think
okay.
it's gonna suck though. I have a good.
No,
feeling
I
about
think it's
that
gonna
one.
be great.
And that was who made that one? Who made that? Was that?
Some company that actually no. Was that Tribeca?
Who made that?
We could. Hold on. Wait.
Oh man, I'm
What
trying to
does
look
it
at the
say?
trailer here.
What does this say? There we go.
Does
it not say right there?
Oh, dude. Oh, darn it. I can't see. Never mind. It's okay. We'll
Do you
figure it
see?
out later.
Okay.
Ah! Stop it. Okay. Your turn, Buck.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so by the way, that game is coming out in June 16th with a digital release on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Is it coming physical?
If you want a physical release, it will be published by Limited Run Games sometime later this year with different editions. The fun thing about this one is that no matter what edition you get, it comes with a free Pizza Hut personal pan pizza voucher.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like,
Hey,
oh,
just like I believe the original Ninja Turtles game did. I could be mistaken.
Did it really?
I think it did.
Did it really?
Either that or one of
Get Out.
It was either that or the VHS of the Ninja Turtles movie that came with that. Like that's a
Man.
nice little throwback. I love it.
I thought that was hilarious, and I had to include that bit in there. I'm like, did you know? No matter what edition you get, not just the limited, so no matter what physical edition you get, you get yourself a free pizza voucher.
I love it. Oh man, could you imagine though if they had to have like a table to like look up what version you had to get the free pizza voucher?
Oh god, no. Oh, that would be a nightmare.
I know.
That would be a nightmare.
It's a good thing nobody ever had to do something like that.
Yeah,
Ever.
but yeah, good on you, Limited Run Games. That's fun. That's fun. Like here's
and
the
you can
thing.
pre-order it whenever you want, by the way. It's available for pre-order right now. Yeah.
I imagine that a lot of people won't even use the voucher.
Oh, of course
just so
not.
they can
That's a
keep it.
collector's
Like,
item.
yeah, it's a collector's item.
I'll Xerox it.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Use the Xerox version. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
I mean, how
Okay.
are they going to know it's any different?
Yeah. They don't care.
Mhm.
You think your local Pizza Hut cares? You think they're paid enough to care?
You're like,
No.
I'm afraid this year is a counterfeit.
Oh boy. All right. So, not if not nostalgia, Capcom's releasing the second arcade stadium game called Capcom Arcade Second Stadium. The game will feature 32 classic Capcom games, including the likes of Street Fighter, Saturday Night Slam Masters, and Black Tiger, and etc. The game will feature up to 4-player local multiplayer, depending on the games. Now, you can purchase each of these titles for $3.99 US dollars, or you can get the entire thing, 32 titles, for the small asking price of $39.99. This game will be released in July 22nd on PS4, Xbox One, the Switch, and PC via Steam. Did you want to take a look at that trailer really quick?
Yeah, sure. Let's give it a gander.
Yeah, let's do it. It's a nice trailer. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, that's pretty retro inspired. And I mean, I'm looking for the games though. I mean, I guess you have to you can't just show gameplay, right? Oh, so it's like a virtual kind of arcade that they have? Is that right? Or is this just a representation
it's a virtual
of the trailer?
arcade.
Okay. Nice. I wonder, are they... Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I wonder if the games are going to have visual
I wonder about that
enhancements
too.
to make it look more like the phosphors on a TV or a legit CRT,
Like get some scan lines going, right?
Yeah, scan lines, but not just that, like a little bit of bloom on the really bright portions maybe, or some kinds of there's more that you can do than just scan lines. That can give you a really nice look. Because the interesting thing about what was that? Oh man. One of the interesting things about older CRTs is that the horizontal pixels even blend together just a little bit.
Yeah.
So just a slight horizontal smudge would probably not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, the pixel arts back then were designed for, that display, right? Once that blur disappears, then it becomes really crisp. The art just looks weird, right?
Yeah. Wasn't there, oh man, there was something that I remember seeing. Was it Castlevania where it was Dracula's profile who had a red dot in his eye? And it looks really weird if you're looking on a regular TV, but on a CRT, just fills in his entire with a reddish eerie glow.
Yes, and it makes perfect sense because that's what it was developed for, right? Yeah, but I guess a lot of the younger folks who has never gamed on CRT just don't really get it.
Or I mean, they just never have seen it, and maybe
yeah. Well, and then that's why they don't get it. Yeah, and that's why they don't get it because they've never seen it.
Days.
Yeah, kids these days. Look at these two old dudes here.
When I was your age.
Listen, there's a reason why we're doing this show on YouTube and not TikTok, okay? Come
Time
on
limits.
now.
Time limits.
Also, we're totally going to TikTok, right? Let's get 10-second clips of this.
Oh, should I need to dance or something? I don't know.
You need to dance with it, yes.
Let's avoid that. I might hurt myself, break a hip or something.
That could go viral.
That's true. Hey, so
I tried to dance on TikTok, just goes viral, and all the kids just pretend to get hurt just like you.
Oh,
and some of them will actually get hurt just like you.
Great. So in addition to that pretty cool announcement, we got another one called Fox and Frog Travelers, the Demon of Adashino Island. And this is an
This is a game that I'm interested in, yes.
Indie action adventure game where you play as Fox, a girl who finds herself on Adashino Island and starts traveling with a frog named Frog. And
Yeah.
the game is filled with horror elements with similar feels to Yamawari. And there's currently no release date, but it will be coming to the Nintendo Switch PC and will be available in English. And we have a teaser trailer that we can give a little look-see to, hey?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Fox
so the trailer's
and
in
Frog.
Japanese. And so that's why I wanted to add that bit in there. It's like, by the way, yes, it'll be in English on release.
Oh, yeah, we got the subtitles even going.
Yeah.
闇に包まれるこの島で狐とカエルが灯す光は一体どこへ向かうのか。狐とカエルの旅。
Oh, okay. I kind of dig that look.
Yeah, the art is just incredible.
It's a mix of polygonal and kind of painterly look. Nice fusion there. The cell shaded shadows.
It's got like a. I almost want to say like
almost watercolor.
It's got a PS3-ish like kind of look to it.
I can see that.
Yeah. It's got just a little bit, not quite as strong, but like you get a little bit of like Okami kind of vibe to it.
You know what this also reminds me of? When you would have pre-rendered backgrounds, like on PlayStation 1, but with polygonal models over top.
Yeah.
And that's very much what's going on here, it looks like. Except a much higher resolution and kind of like a an anime watercolor, sort of like something straight out of an anime, you know?
Yeah.
Like just they got some background artists involved and did some really awesome stuff here.
Yeah, there's definitely like kind of like a Japanese folklore kind of like element in it. And the reason why I say it's very similar to like Yomawari is because Yomawari is also like another for like, you know, aesthetic kind of like horror game where you have to like sort of run around town to like resolve situations, and in the middle you might get attacked by like demons and ghosts, just like this one. Yeah. So yeah, it's got a very similar feel. So I'm super interested. Yeah, you're getting chased around right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely super interested in this one.
That's really cool. A little bit creepy. I think they've succeeded.
Just a little unsettling, right? Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, that looks really nicely done.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you like that.
All right, so that looks really cool. Coming out, we don't know when, but it's coming to Switch, PC, and
at some point,
and in English. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll let you know when we know more.
Yes, it's coming at some point. Okay, moving on over to the next game. We've got a game called Ground Divers. Now, this game is from Arc System Works, which needs no introduction. This is the new Dig Dug style game with classic RPG elements. You play as a group of divers guiding a mining robot named Tsuruhashi to dig into mine shafts in order to discover rare materials and battle underground enemies. The game is coming out on June 30th on the Switch via the Nintendo Store. I think it makes more sense when you look at it. Because I was like, what's even Dig Dug? What is that? You'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I know what Dig Dug is. I'm just thinking like
Dig Dug.
A Dig Dug RPG. Jeez, okay, let's see this.
The kids don't know what the Dig Dug is.
Yep, the kids on TikTok.
The kids on TikTok don't know the Dig Dug.
Just like the Dig Dug. How can you TikTok if you don't know how to Dig Dug?
Oh, also the guy who's singing the song right now is the guy who sang the original Dragon Ball song.
The original Dragon Ball song?
Chara Hechara.
Really?
Yeah, the guy who's singing the song right now. The original Dragon Ball singer.
Ah, he's cool. Oh man, we're gonna totally get copyright striked for this. I wonder if he was also involved in the the song Fight on Goemon or Impact?
They made it a point to like announce his name in the beginning of the trailer. It was pretty important to them.
Yeah, we're totally getting a copyright hit. Totally. So if you don't hear this after the fact, that's probably why. Gonna have to mute this. But that sounds really nice.
It's a bobber. It's got freaking 90s anime track like feel to it. Like
It totally does. I love it. Let's go back.
It so does.
Let's just put the car in reverse. Let's go back to the 90s. Let's do it.
If you told me that was a Dragon Ball track, I would have believed you.
Oh man. Yeah, I could totally hear like the We Gotta Power, and all that. Oh. Man, that okay, yeah. God, I miss those. I miss being that excited for like new Dragon Ball soundtracks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is Chad not able to hear the song at all? Like,
oh no, they were able to hear it just a moment ago.
Oh, okay.
I made it pretty quiet. Hopefully that'll help keep us from getting a strike. But you never know. Sometimes YouTube is a little more strict with their audio. But man, that's
we're gonna include links to all these trailers later, so you can just go watch them later too. So no worries. In the description. Yeah.
Oh, but that also sounds so much like that song from Ganbare Goemon's on Nintendo 64. The intro song where they're singing like "Fight on Goemon." Anyways, I have another game to do some discussions about here.
Yes. This one's a doozy. I really like this one.
A bit of a doozy. A Symphony of War.
Yes.
The Niflheim Saga. This is an indie turn-based tactical RPG featuring squads and 50 different, not characters, character classes. 50 different classes.
50 different classes, yep.
Play as a young academy graduate who will command an expedition against a rogue general who has abducted the Empress. The game will focus on a grand-scale operations where advantages can be had by grabbing high ground, holding choke points, ambushing from the woods, and so on. It's going to be coming to PC only here on the 17th in just 5 days. And we have a trailer.
Days. Yeah.
We've got a trailer for this as well.
Oh, it looks really cool.
This is called Symphony of War.
Symphony of War. Yep.
Let's check it out.
Tell of a golden time in years past of great
50 classes.
And triumphs.
So it's got like a like the battle screen looks kind of like Fire Emblem-y, right?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
But like the battles is a lot more like Tactics Ogre. Not Tactics Ogre. Ogre Battle. It's a lot more like Ogre Battle.
Yeah,
where like you have
units,
a grid and then you can place your units and how they attack which row.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. Wow.
I think it makes more. Yeah, for the people who are watching right now, it'll make more sense if you've ever seen what the Battle Ogre game is like.
That looks
so instead of moving
intense.
each individual unit or having a unit comprised of the same like types of unit, you can make your own
you
like
can mix
squad.
And match. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
you can mix and match your own squad.
Hey everybody. For Symphony of War: The Niflheim Saga. 6 years ago, we set out to create a brand new strategy RPG series. And today we're finally ready to announce the first title's official launch date. And that launch date is right now, today.
Oh.
Please go check it out.
Right now.
RPG fans, we think you'll love this one.
Oh.
Send out a special
I thought it was on the 17th, but
it should be on the 17th.
Like I said, right now.
And to everyone who gives it
If he says it's right now, then it's right now.
Sweet.
Either that or he's wrong.
Rad.
I could have sworn it says the 17th.
Oh, well, no worries.
But hey, look, if it's immediately available, then hey, go get it.
Check it out for sure.
Yeah, check it out. I think the coolest thing about this, the reason why I was so hyped about it is because a lot of the RPGs, like a lot of technical RPGs that we play, you don't really look at like grand strategies. Like we don't look at like in operations. So like we don't take a look at like choke points, for example. Like high ground in a field doesn't give you advantages per se, but in actual wars, of course, they all matter. And also morale. You can defeat enemy by depleting their morale, or you could lose by having your morale depleted. So that's like another element that totally matters in like a more real life war, but never really get too explored in a lot of these tactical RPGs. So I just thought like, yo, you guys are just bringing all these really cool elements. I want them to succeed. And it looks great.
That sounds really cool, actually. It sounds really deep, and I'll probably not play it because it sounds way over my head. But for the battle, like the people who are really interested in like large scale combat and those sorts of I think it's beyond RPG at that point. It's more like a simulation at that point, right? It really went like the deeper mechanics. That looks like a really awesome way to just really dive in for a while.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, man, we just need more games that will do that. You know, we need more games that will do that. Okay, so we've got another one and these are really just like all the games that I thought were pretty cool. This one is called a Paper Animal RPG. Publisher Top Hat Studios is bringing us a new Paper Mario inspired RPG that will begin its Kickstarter campaign this summer. This will be a roguelike RPG with each world and map being procedurally generated. You will play as a group of animals who have band together to try to find their king who has suddenly just disappeared one day. It's a very like quirky kind of story, but I think it will make sense when you look at the trailer. So
right. Let's give it a gander.
Yeah. Yes.
Once upon a time, there was a small animal village where everyone lived in peace and harmony. Until the king suddenly disappeared. Now it's up to you to help Peep and his friends find Sir Barrington.
Oh, interesting. So it's kind of mystery dungeon. Is that right? Mystery dungeon or dungeon crawl? Can't remember what it's called. When, like,
not quite dungeon crawler, no.
Yeah, not. What's it called when they only move when you move in one of those games?
I forgot.
I like the art
It's kind of
style
like
here.
I don't
That's
know.
kinda
I think it's one of those games where like the enemies move when you move. Like every step you take, the enemies would do something.
Paper Animal RPG now on Kickstarter and get notified when the campaign launches in summer 2022.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of game that's called, but like there's like a certain kind of like mechanics that I've seen. But yeah, this game is freaking awesome. It looks adorable. The combat looks really interesting. I don't even like roguelike games, but hey, if you guys like roguelike, you really like the Paper Mario sort of like aesthetics, I think this is the right one for y'all.
Sweet. All right.
All right.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, I like that it wasn't just like strictly Paper Mario inspired. Like, I mean, Bug Fable, for instance, was one that was very Paper Mario inspired in that like it was 2D sprites and it was made to look like drawings, on paper. This one's pixel art, but also like flat pixel art on a 3D plane. Like, I don't know, it's just mixing of styles. I kind of appreciate that,
Yeah, absolutely. It looks really good. I want them to succeed and do well.
All right. So we got another one here. Alterium Shift. And this is going to be a maybe a bit of a crowd pleaser for those who are waiting for another Chrono Trigger inspired kind of game. So we've got one here that tries to capture its essence, called Alterium Shift. Players will journey with 3 heroes in training. That includes Pyra, ATLUS, and Sage, as they are sent off to complete their very final test. So there's a new demo that's coming in Q3 of this year. No full release dates given as of yet, but there are plans to release on console in addition to PC. So let's give that a look-see as well.
I think this game is for Derek. I've included this for Derek.
Oh, that font that they're using, very reminiscent of Chrono or of Soul Blazer series. Yep, they're definitely borrowing from that, and I appreciate that very much. HD 2D aesthetics here.
I'm glad you noticed it. I was like,
nice.
Those games for Derek. Did you see like the surprise face?
No, I'll have to watch this again. I'm already. I know I'm missing some stuff. Oh, there's like a little homage to the bees from. Oh my goodness!
And of course, there's fishing.
There's fishing.
It's a JRPG after all.
Oh my gosh!
And hidden treasures.
This
and flying chickens.
Oh, they even threw in some polygonal enemies for like the boss fights. I guess. Oh, that's neat. Oh, you can shift the world. You can move the camera. Is that what I saw?
Seems that way. Seems that way.
What? An HD 2D where you can turn the camera?
Doesn't that look good?
Alterium shift.
That
Hang on a
good,
second. Hang on. Hang on. I don't know. Hang on. I'm having trouble hyping responsibly. Let me rewatch this trailer here. Let me try this again. Me brace for impact here.
See the surprise face. Look at the surprise face. Does that not remind you of certain games?
Heavy breathing intensifies. Oh man. Yeah. I think you've found exactly a game designed to grab my attention specifically. Someone out there is like, hey, I'm gonna make a video game just aimed at Super Derek.
Yeah, I just want to do nothing but please the Super Derek.
My
It
goodness.
is a beautiful looking game.
Okay, hang on. Oh. Okay, and it is still turn-based. You can tell it's turn-based because the battle screens. Oh.
Yep. Oh. It's got everything you want.
It's got the summons and stuff. Okay.
2023, buddy. Okay, you gotta wait. You gotta wait.
Okay. Man,
take a deep breath.
That looks so nice.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Who is doing that?
Dratzy
Games. Dratzy Games and okay. Yeah, that's oh.
Derek's writing this down as personal journal. Gotta
the trailer's
get
so
back
nice
to this game.
I watched it twice.
Yeah, so this game is in development for a little while now, so and they're so close to completing it, so I'm just really looking forward to it. Yeah, we've got so many good games, guys.
I know.
So many good games.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that one.
Okay, you don't understand how rough this week was for me. I had to watch every single one of these game shows. Sometimes I'll skim through and try to pick all the best games, and this is the short list.
Baku, thank you for sacrificing yourself for our entertainment.
I had to remove 10 games from this list because I'm just this show's gonna go. Our episode's gonna go for too long. I can't, and I had to make really tough calls. So yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The next one is one that I'm actually really interested in.
All right.
And
okay.
you will see why. So this one is called the Plucky Squire. From Devolver comes a brand new action-adventure title that follows Jot and his friends, all storybook characters, who discover a three-dimensional world outside of the pages of their book.
No.
They'll venture between 2D and 3D worlds to battle the malevolent Humgrump. It's super cute. It looks amazing. The trailer, it was the absolute best trailer of just all the ones I've seen. And let's take a look. Let Devolver show all these game developers how a trailer should be made.
All right, let's see how it's done.
I'm hyping this too hard, right? I gotta hype responsibly.
You should hype responsibly, Baku. Reel it in a little bit, man. All right, going into Sam's room. Oh, Sam needs to clean his room. Dang it, Sam. I'm just kidding. That's awesome. That's such a nice room, actually.
Once upon a time, there was a plucky squire named Jot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Jot roamed the land in search of adventure,
No, wait.
battling beasts, helping the helpless, and generally being very heroic.
Okay, I dig it. It kind of looked like
Then
Tintin
one
there.
day, he discovered something rather curious.
A world he never knew existed.
Yeah, just
Ooh.
beautiful presentation. Shows you the gameplay, gets you hype, shows you just enough so that you want to know more. And boom,
Yeah.
just ends it right there.
That's a
Comes at you hard, quick,
yeah.
beautiful. That's how trailers should be done.
Yeah.
Right there.
That definitely. That's a trailer done well. That's a very strong trailer for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I just saw too many trailers just like,
Mhm.
oh, it's scary. Oh, you get to shoot these guns, but that's not even gameplay. That's just like cinematic, like firefight. And they're like, coming next year. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, tell me when you're ready to show me like what the game actually looks like.
Kind of reminds me of like movie trailers in a way, where it's got the movie theater voice. I like
Yes,
in a
yes.
world. Or hang on. Let's try that again.
In a world where one man has to do something weird, comes Chrono from Chrono Trigger. He's doing something cool. You know,
Oh my god.
One of those kinds of voices.
Yeah.
rated G.
Something
know
like that.
what-
It kind of reminds me like that. But I like
Yes,
that.
yes.
A little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of and the 90s room, super cool. I'm working on my own kind of 90s room, and that's the sort of room that inspired it. It's still a
Yes.
work in progress. I'll give you guys an update on that later on, but
I can't wait to see it.
reminds me a lot of Andy's room from Toy Story 3, where you got to like explore his room, and it's kind of got that really light tone wood and like just it's messy, but of course it's messy because it's a little boy's
We
room.
all have a friend who had that room.
That
growing
exact
up.
room, yeah.
That exact room. We all had a Sam in our life.
That
Yeah.
that Broyhill set.
It's not our room. Our room didn't look like that, but Sam's room. Sam's room looked like that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's nice, but also extremely messy. Like what?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. So again, that game is coming out in 2023 on PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC from Devolver. Look forward to it. We'll keep you guys updated as news comes up. Okay, so
Definitely.
that concludes all the games that came from like the game show stuff. If we missed anything again that you guys feel like, hey, you should talk about this, or hey, this game was actually really exciting, and I want to tell the world about it. Leave it in the comments. Let us know about it.
Yeah, Baku might have
Alright.
he might have missed something because he was only working with one bloodshot eye at the time. So now we do still
was
have
really
a couple other
tired.
things to talk about that were announced.
We do.
So here's one that's not really probably too much of a shocker for a lot of y'all, and that is The Legend of Heroes: Trails to Azure, which is the sequel to Trails from Zero, which was already announced as coming to the West, so it was kind of a given. In fact, I would say it's not even a sequel; it's like part 2 of a duology. So
Yes.
yeah, it's just a continuation and finishing of the story as told in Trails from Zero. So now, back in May of 2021, the translation team known as the Geofront released their own English fan translation, and about a month after that, it was announced that the Geofront translation has actually licensed their translation to NIS America. So they then took down their own English patch so that they could, work with NISA to bring it to the West, and now it's official. I mean, it was we kind of knew, but now we have like more information. We have dates, and so yeah, the game actually takes place just a few months following the events of Trails from Zero after a short, very brief time skip. So it's going to come out in 2023 on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. There is a limited edition that is available for pre-order right now on NISA's site, so you might want to check that out. It includes a hardcover art book, an official soundtrack, a steelbook case, a cloth poster, and acrylic stands. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did already pre-order that as well. So let's give the trailer a little love here as well, because this is often regarded as one of the best Trails games ever made.
I too have pre-ordered this game.
You know what? Actually,
both of us have pre-ordered the game.
Hold up. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that in the past there have been spoilers for certain things, and because this game does tie in directly into Trails from Zero, I think some people who might have played that might have. Oh gosh, I don't know. Do I want to show the trailer? I kind of don't. I kind of don't, because I feel like this is one of those things where you could potentially have enough context for it to spoil things. Okay, tell you what. If you're really curious, check out my review. If you're curious to see what Trails from Zero, Trails to Azure play like, check out my review of Trails from Zero instead. And if you've already seen it and you want to see the trailer, and if you're not worried about spoilers, then check that out as well. But I don't think that this would be the greatest place to do that.
Yeah.
So
we'll leave the trailer in the description down below after the show.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. But I pre-ordered it. It is not the limited edition. I got it from Amazon instead. But if you want the limited edition, you have to go to the NISA site, where, surprise, surprise, they actually managed to do a pre-order really well. The site didn't crash.
I was gonna say, you said that you pre-ordered from Amazon. Are you sure you're gonna get it?
I mean, they've only canceled on me once, so statistically speaking, it's pretty good.
Pretty good,
even
odds
if it's
still.
recent. Yeah, I'm willing to forgive them as long as they don't just cancel and just don't give me any sort of But besides, I'm just ordering a regular edition, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the limited edition that I really
All right,
care.
Bezos, you got one more shot.
You get one more shot, Bezos. I'm watching you. All right, so let's talk about the headline. Let's talk
Bezos
about
is
the
saying-
thing that you all came in for.
Bezos
I think,
says,
maybe.
"No, I'm watching you."
Oh God, Alexa! I do not have Alexa at home, so
Hey, stop
good.
saying that word. You're triggering everybody's smart devices.
Alexa.
No. Okay, that's enough.
buy the shirt.
Nope.
Buy the shirt. Buy Derek's shirt. Okay,
Move on.
We've got a little series called the Persona series. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. It's no big deal. And it's coming to the Xbox. So Xbox fans rejoice. P3P, Persona 4 Golden, and also Persona 5 Royal will be going to Xbox One, Series XS, and also Game Pass this October. P3P, I think Persona 3 Portable is particularly exciting because it would mark the first time that this game is playable outside of the PSP without the use of an emulator. So, do you want to
Vita? You can play it on Vita as well.
Oh yeah, Vita TV. Wait,
So-
Vita.
But yeah, let's check out the trailer. Yeah. I get what you're saying though. It's like the first time outside of that family of portables, really.
Yeah, on
Which is
on
super
actual
niche
official
anyway.
console. Yeah, but we'll talk about it. All right, let's take a look.
Watching an Xbox trailer on HitPoint. Is this a first?
Yeah. Although I'm not against Xbox. If they show love to JRPG, we'll show them love.
Yeah. So
It
here's
looks like they have
P3P.
upscaled the graphics.
It
does. It really does.
It's at least a
I think
higher
they have-
resolution. At least
It does. It looks like they have actually upscaled the resolution. Now they haven't announced that there would be any, enhancement, but at least with P3P, I believe they had done it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play P4, Mr. Invalid. If you're watching,
Oh man, that's great.
that's coming next week.
Man, I still need to play P5R. I've not, because I just can't bring myself to invest another 130, 140 hours into a game I've technically
That's
kind of
an
already
SMT
played.
game for you, man.
I know.
I don't think there's any way around it.
I know. I'm gonna at some point. I don't know. I should. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed my time with it. So yeah. So
God, the music is so good for these games.
it's so good. Legendary.
Music's
really.
so good. Okay. So there's
Let's
no
talk about
words
this.
whether or not the Persona 3 Portable have any like elements from Fest, for example, turning this into effectively a definitive edition. Nothing of
Yeah.
that sort. Okay, so if you
That's-
see any
yeah.
like rumors out there, that's rumors of rumors. All right, like, and I've seen a couple of those flying around, and it took me some time to like ascertain like the facts.
Yeah.
So as it stands right now, unless things change, it is just going to be contents from Persona 3 Portable, nothing more.
Mhm.
There may be graphical enhancement, which makes sense because it is being released on Xbox like Series X and S. So it kind of makes sense going from like PSP, which I think max at like 720i,
Yeah.
a 1080i, 720p.
Mhm.
Yeah, it just makes sense to like at least up it to like 1080p, if not 4K, right? So it makes sense. The trend is also that it's going to go to the PC, perhaps on Steam. So, and they've already done that for Persona 4 Golden. So again, not unthinkable that they may make that move. So we'll just wait to see what happens. Derek, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so here's one thing that I do want to point out real quick. In the trailer here, I'm gonna show here. So what you can see here is they do have like characters on this map. You know, they have like little 2D. They might be polygonal there. But you see that cursor, that blue dot here, with that little kind of white circle offset. That's kind of, you know, an indication of where your stylus is, and you'll be moving that around with the right D stick. So what this is indicating is that, unfortunately, to my chagrin, this is just basically going to strictly be P3P without and I understand why they did it. P3P is currently the most player friendly way to experience the game because it allows you to control your characters individually. Plus it also has, you know, the female protagonist that you can play as a, like, you know, additional campaign, which is really nice. You know, it's still just bugs me a little bit that it's not really, it still doesn't feel like a definitive way to play the game. And a lot of people are kind of disappointed that it's also not including some of the content from Persona 3 Fest, you know, such as the post game, which honestly, I don't really want it. But what I really think is the biggest drawback is this presentation that we're looking at here, where it's essentially become a point and click. Rather than, you know, a world that you can actually explore outside of Tartarus. Now, inside of Tartarus, it's a different story. Inside of Tartarus, it looks like it's still the same thing as before. You can move around in, you know, 3 dimensions and stuff. I don't know how much of Tartarus they will have had an opportunity to fix, but my guess, based on everything that so far, it only seems to indicate it's a straight port. So Tartarus is likely to be untouched and just as grindy as it has the notoriety to be, right? The thing is, I've been whinging for so long for a definitive way to play Persona 3, right? That's been the whole thing. I want something that I can say, this is the Persona 3 that I will play if and when I play Persona 3 ever again. Now, this goes a long way because it basically makes Persona 3 Portable available and accessible on a modern platform, and that's great. So yes, I would say that's why I put in the thumbnails like, yes, but also no. You know, they listened. They know we wanted P3, but also no. Okay, so some people were probably thinking that I was disappointed that they didn't announce it for Switch or for PS4 or PS5. And, you know, to an extent, yeah, sure. But this was also announced during like the Xbox presentation, right? So they're not going to be like coming to Xbox and Switch and whatever, you know, so they're probably not going to announce it immediately. We don't know that it's currently an exclusive. I didn't see anything that indicated that it was an exclusive.
That's right.
But it's entirely Microsoft's prerogative to say, you know, coming to Game Pass, coming to PC via Game Pass. It didn't say Steam or anything, so Game Pass.
Yeah.
Coming
Yep.
to Xbox, S and X, and they don't have to.
Windows Store.
Yeah, they're not obligated
Store,
to say if it's coming anywhere else or when it's coming anywhere else. So, worst case scenario, it's a Xbox exclusive that you can play on your PC or on a Steam Deck, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll
Yeah, you
see.
can hack it. Yeah.
You could probably hack it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really have to hack a Steam
Yeah.
Deck, right? But you could figure something out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then, gosh, I guess, yeah. Well, best case scenario is that we'll see. Maybe this is just it could be coming to these other consoles as well, or maybe it's a timed exclusive. Like there's a spectrum of outcomes here, and most of them are fine. And honestly, this is okay. My real disappointment really doesn't have anything to do with anything other than the fact that it's just as far as we've been given indication of, just a straight up port of Persona 3 Portable, which is just okay.
So my thoughts on this is maybe a little more hopeful. So of course, in addition to what Derek is saying, I do want to make a clarification that when we say, hey, this thing is coming to Xbox, it's not hey, this is coming to Xbox only.
Yeah.
It is just that was what the announcement said, and we haven't seen anything that says otherwise. But so when that news comes out, that we're gonna update you guys. Like, oh, by the way, it could be next week's show. Be like, oh, remember how we were talking about? Yeah, that's coming to PS4 now, right? Like, it could happen. Someone's totally gonna clip that and just take that out of context now. I just know it.
Probably.
They're lying to us. Look what Baku said. Now, the other thing that I want to touch on really quick before moving to my thoughts is, yes, the game is coming in October. It's going to start with P5, but the other games are actually coming in slightly later dates. We don't know when yet, but it's starting with P5. I don't know why it starts with 5, but that's what they're doing. So just want to throw that out there just to keep in mind that the other games are not coming in October. It starts with P5 first, and then the other one rolls out. Sorry, I didn't write that very clearly in the docket. That was my fault.
That's okay.
Now, what I really think of this game when I see this, what I saw was the Mana Collection. That's what I saw. And what I think might be happening really is that Atlus might be sending a feeler out to see if Persona 3 is even worthwhile. Honestly, like that's my thought, because like that's what Square Enix did, right? They released like the Mana collection, which had Mana 1, Mana 2, Mana 3 in their original form, non-remake, and saw great response. Everyone's like, "Whoa, we want this!" and everyone bought it. And then they're like, what if we remake these games? Because now we know there's no...
Sure.
Like, this is almost like put money where your mouth is. Show us that you actually want this thing before we spend money and invest into making this remake, right?
Could be. Yeah,
it makes sense from a company standpoint. Because remember, making these games costs money, costs resources. It's not like, it seems like a great idea. Yeah, well, show us the money, show us that you actually care for this. It could be it. Or Atlus just doesn't care. I don't know. It could be that too.
Yeah,
and you'll get another collaboration, some more t-shirts, and then another concert, of course.
Yeah.
But here's the hoping that there will be eventually a Persona 3 remake definitive edition with the male and female route, with all the stuff from Fest, like the one Persona 3 to rule them all.
Yeah.
Here's hoping to that, but that's gonna cost money. So fans gotta show them that P3 is worth their time to invest versus making a P6, right? Because that's alternative costs right there.
Yeah.
So
true. Also, just it kind of also goes to we just have to also note, I think, that Persona 1 and 2, Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment fans are, left to our own devices.
God, I'm so sorry, guys. P1 and P2 fans
left out
are
in the
some of the
cold.
saddest people.
Yeah.
Like I just.
Hey, that's
I'm
all right.
so sorry.
It's fine. We're used to it. Hey,
But
Baku.
you know what though?
Yeah.
Hold on. But you know what though?
What's that?
Just sidetrack. If you are P1 P2 fans, check out Monarch. I mean, P1 P2. The writer went to work on Monarch. Maybe
Mhm.
that's like a thing that could like
Yeah, hold you over a
that
little
could be
bit.
like an appetizer for you, right?
Sure.
Yeah, check that
Something
out.
to give you sustenance in these dark times.
These dark times. All
Hey,
right.
Baku.
Well,
I think.
yeah.
So Baku was sent a package, a delivery, if you will, a package from some friends of mine, and he doesn't know what's in here, and I
have no idea. This thing is still yeah, it's still wrapped in.
because
all
you've
that.
already got your Hype Responsibly shirt, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a shirt. I can feel it's a shirt. Okay,
All
I
right.
know it's a shirt. I just don't know what it is.
All right.
I'm gonna open it now.
You better open that up, and we'll take a quick gander. Live unboxing here on HitPoint
Oh my
tonight.
god! You know, I've done more live unboxing streams than I'd like to admit. I don't know. Like whenever I get a figure comes in, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna do an unboxing on stream.
I love that
Has
Switch
that-
Wicked packaging, by the way. That bag
It looks really good.
should keep it.
This is
Should frame it.
shut up! I took a sneak peek of what's in there. Hold on. Let me. Are you guys seeing the package?
Yeah, we can
Just
see.
want to show the package.
Looks great.
Shut up! What you? Oh, get out! Oh my god!
What you got there, man?
I got a Swish Wicket sticker, so that was nice.
Oh yeah, perfect. Great.
That's it. That's all I got. No. Well, I need to take it out because I don't. Oh my god! Even the bag is.
I know
Tell
they
them
do
that
a
the packaging is super nice packaging.
yeah, they do a great job. Double bagged it to help keep anything important from getting
Man, look at this. Are you seeing it?
Yeah, I can see
Are
it.
you seeing it?
I can see it.
Woo!
Oh man.
Sweet
Look at
Baby
that.
Jesus, yes.
That's right, everybody. There are new items in the shop right now, including the HitPoint t-shirt that Baku just opened up from Switch Wicked. And they are available right now at this very moment at shop.superdarkrpgs.com. You can let the world know that you are an informed RPG fan by repping this rad HitPoint logo tee. Printed comes with the printed design comes included with a full HitPoint bar. Unfortunately, may or may not reflect actual health status of yourself as you wear the t-shirt. So Baku and I do encourage you to save your file frequently. And also, just so you know, since we're on the subject here, 'tis the season, of course, to hype responsibly. So wear your very own mint green reminder on your sleeve, your other sleeve, and also your torso to ensure that you too stay moderately excited during these summer announcements. So hype responsibly isn't just a mantra, it's a way of life. And also, you can now make a choice between hyping responsibly in the classic and fresh mint green tea, or keep it even cooler than cool in a nice new ice blue.
What? There's an ice blue now?
Ice blue hype responsibly t-shirt right here.
Do I need another shirt? I need another shirt, don't I?
Oh man, look at this. Look at this.
I need another shirt.
Hype responsibly in
now.
ice blue. And not only that, but we also have an incredibly comfy gray t-shirt that is both thoughtful and thought-provoking. That is also currently available on Switch Wicked's website. Or you can reach us, shop.superdarkrpgs.com. And you can find us here, right there, the Super Derek logo tee as well. So, pairs really nicely with your favorite leather-bound RPGs and a nice cup of coffee. And of course, if, for those who are super interested in these HitPoint t-shirts, you can see, we also have these awesome size charts. So if you're kind of curious about, if it's going to fit you or not, you can get measured. And also we have these little buttons here that are super cool. Switch Wicked, thank you guys so much for being awesome.
Ooh, those buttons are cool.
And I do believe, and I am fairly certain I'm correct on this, that it's a flat rate for shipping. So you can buy as many as you want and shipping kind of stays the same. So buy up and save on shipping, and check out some of these also super awesome shirts. Switch Wicked, actually, they're friends of mine, and they recently had their 1-year anniversary as being in business
Oh.
here. They're just a local company, and check out this.
Wow, 1 year only?
Only 1 year, and
Wow.
and they are the shirts are just so freaking comfy. So yeah,
They're really comfy.
yeah. So
I'm
make
not being paid to
sure-
say this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not being paid. I'm
mean,
not.
I
I'm not
did
being
give you
paid.
I did send you a free shirts, but
I
honestly,
I bought that shirt. Damn it,
that
I
shirt,
bought
that shirt, yeah. I'm talking about the HitPoint shirt, but yeah.
Yeah, no. But that's the point. Is I paid for that shirt, so I was not sponsored. But it is really nice. So I'm just being real. Like it was a very high quality shirt. And I have a lot of t-shirts, as you guys know.
Yeah. So these all of these shirts, by the way, were funded thanks to everybody who purchased the original run of the first print edition of the t-shirts from Switch Wicked. So thank you all so much for your support that has allowed us to make these additional runs and these new designs and the buttons, and there's plenty to go around as of right now. So yeah, make sure you pick yours up. Though I think when I say that there are plenty, I think there's still limited availability at the moment. So if there's a possibility we'll sell through them quickly. So head over to shop.superdarkrpgs.com in order to make sure that if you want one of these in either the mint, the blue, any of the darker shirts, you'll have an opportunity to do so there. So that's our little sort
Links
of
in the description.
semi sponsor spot right there. Not actually
you
sponsored,
guys,
but
you guys heard it. You guys heard it. It's a sponsor spot.
sponsored by me and Baku and our HitPoint logo t-shirt. All right.
Gotta eat somehow. Okay, so continue on with the news. You thought you guys were done with it? I told you all that we have anime news.
You
Did
did.
you guys forget that we have anime news? We have anime news.
We
Stick
do.
around. Okay, well, this is actually super exciting for me because I'm a big fan of their work. So, along with the Summer of Gaming, there's actually something also called the Netflix Geek Week, where Netflix basically showed a whole bunch of like new shows that they're doing, anime or otherwise, like just through the week last week, and I had to watch some of those too. Here are 3 very notable animes that I want to share with you guys from the Netflix Geek Week. First is Cyberpunk Edgerunners. This is a new anime that's based on Cyberpunk 2077, which sounds already pretty cool, but it's also produced by Studio Trigger. Now, if you guys don't know who Studio Triggers are, they are the ones who did Gurren Lagann and also Promare. They're the one who did Promare. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be like over the top action, lots of colors, and it's cyberpunk. So, that aesthetics totally makes sense with them.
Sure.
This anime is going to have a September release with 10 episodes on Netflix. Now, we did have trailers, but I remember what happened when we tried to show anime trailers, so we're not going to show that.
Yeah.
But I will include those trailer links in the description below later, because I haven't had the chance to do the description yet. But I will throw them in there so you guys can find it really easily. You're welcome. Next, we got something called Junji Ito Maniac, Japanese Tales of the Macabre. This is going to be an anime anthology of 20 different stories from Junji Ito. I don't know if you guys know who Junji Ito is, but he's sort of like the grandmaster of like Japanese horror manga.
Oh, so he's kind of like he's kind of like the guy who did like Cthulhu and stuff. He's like the Japanese version of God, what's his name? I'm drawing a complete blank now.
He's kind of like the Japanese version of Stephen King, but instead of writing novels, he draws manga, and he's really good at it. Like really good. Like everyone who knows like horror or manga stuff knows Junji Ito. He is yeah. I saw chat. He's got like he is
Lovecraft. He's like a Japanese Lovecraft.
Yeah, like
That's
that.
the one I was looking for.
Yeah. Just the kind of things that are coming out of this man's head is like just scary. I'm like, how do you sleep at night? probably like a baby. I don't know. Like nothing scares this man. He scares us.
He sleeps under Bigfoot's bed or whatever.
Probably. So 20 of the adapted stories into an anime anthology. Super exciting. This is coming out in 2023. So it's going to be a bit longer still. And then after that, we have something called Castlevania Nocturne. So rejoice, Castlevania fan. This is a new Castlevania animated series focusing on Richter Belmont. The Project 51 Productions and Powers Animation will return to work on Nocturne as they had the previous Castlevania anime series. This one has no release date, but stay tuned. As soon as something comes up, we'll let you all know. So those are sort of like the three noteworthy shows from the Netflix Geek Week. I don't know, like regardless of how you feel about Netflix, I know some of you guys love it, some of you guys hate it, but man, just Cyberpunk with Studio Trigger is something that I did not wake up to think that I would see. And Junji Ito like anime anthology, that's just like another thing that's like absolutely brilliant that I'm gonna look forward to. Not a Castlevania fan personally, but hey, I know a lot of you guys are, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then up next, we've got something that isn't tied to Netflix, but it is tied to an RPG, a much beloved RPG series called Utawarerumono, Mask of Truth. So Aqua Plus just announced the air date for this anime for July 2nd. So coming really quickly.
Oh yeah, that's just around the corner.
Yeah, this is right around the corner. The anime will have 28 episodes, with the first 2 episodes airing back-to-back on the first day, just to get you hooked. The anime will be produced by White Fox, which also produced the 2015 series, Utawarerumono, The False Faces. So I have never played Utawarerumono personally.
Yeah.
But every time I talk about tactical RPG, like I'm like, that many like good tactical RPG out there that I really want to stick my teeth into. Without fail, someone from chat will be like, "Oh, have you tried Utawarerumono?" I'm like, "Isn't that like a visual novel game?" Well, it is a visual novel game, but also a tactical RPG. More heavy on the visual novel, but it's still a good mix. So hey, if you guys are interested in like an animated. Sorry, not anime, but like, heavy anime visual novel, but also like tactical RPG that supposedly has like a really good story. Because I mean, everyone keeps telling me how great the story is. Check out Utawarerumono. And the anime again will be coming in July 2nd. So stay tuned for that.
Plus, the name Utawarerumono is also just a lot of fun to try and say and try to pronounce.
Yes. I had to say a couple of times to get it right.
I remember when Utawarerumono Zan came out, and I was like trying to do the episode of HitPoint, and I was just like, when that came out, I was like, Utawarerumono, Utawarerumono, Utawarerumono. And it's like, just eventually, like I eventually got the hang of it, but it was not easy. But once I did it, I'm like, I have the skill now. I have this skill.
You got it. You got it.
I need to use it. And so I should play the game so I can actually talk about Utawarerumono at some point.
Me too. I kept asking people like, hey, what's the play order? Because like, it's like Utawarerumono, like the Master Deception, I think is one of them, and then the Massive Truth. And I'm just like, which one goes first? Which one goes next? Like, I have no idea because it's not like it's numbered, right?
Yeah.
So then someone told me, I forgot, and then I asked again, and someone tells me again. So listen, one of these days, I'm just gonna write it down, and then I would know like the play order, and I'll get through it.
All right. So moving along, we have a little bit of industry news, which is basically just that, the summer of not E3 continues on this week. Starting
more game shows for me to watch.
I know, but hey, I tried to make it up to you, Baku. I sent you a shirt as a thank you. That's purely why I sent you that shirt.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why.
It's kind of funny because like I don't know where Baku lives. I still don't know, and I don't even know his name. Like besides Baku, I'm pretty sure that is your real name. But I'm like, hey, Switch Wicked, there's this guy I know. Can you send this? And they sorted it out. It's great. I wanted to surprise Baku by like just having him be like, how did you find me? Okay. Anyways, Summer of Not E3 continues on Monday, starting with Guerrilla Collective Collective 3.5 rather at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, we've got Capcom Showcase at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then following that on Tuesday, we've got the Xbox Games Showcase extended 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Thursday, we've got Final Fantasy VII 25th Anniversary Celebration broadcast at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep.
I wonder what they're going to show off there.
Oh, boy.
Probably
I have
nothing.
my predictions.
Probably nothing.
You know, so you know what they're gonna show on Monday? They're totally gonna show a new RPG from Capcom. I don't know. Might have something to do with dragons. I don't know. That's just, you know. Can you imagine if they just drop that? If they drop a new, if they drop a new game, and instead of like Street Fighter or some of the other games that we've seen, or even like Resident Evil, that they decide to drop a new RPG, RPG. Know which one I'm talking about? Chat? So main character named Ro is totally gonna come back as the main character.
I don't know. Oh,
not
are you
a
talking
clue?
about Sweet
No?
Home? Sweet Home. Yeah, new
Sweet Home, yes.
That'd be
yes,
great.
Sweet Home, absolutely Sweet Home.
Yeah,
that's exactly it.
Sweet.
That's why Super Derek, man.
I'm the best.
But you know, personally, when I'm looking at this list, I think I'm gonna be really busy with the Capcom showcase. Hopefully, I want to be busy because that means that they have a lot of things to show me.
Yeah.
I also want to be very busy for Thursday. But I think realistically, they're gonna talk about the mobile games. And then they'll give you like a short teaser for like the remake 2 and then tell you to stay tuned for like fall.
Yeah, maybe. I'm hoping
more information.
My hope is Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary is probably they'll have maybe a little bit of a showing of a trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. That's my hope.
Yeah.
And maybe some sort of I don't know. Have they already done like a 4K Blu-ray release of Advent Children yet?
Have they? I feel like they have.
Because if they haven't, they'll probably announce that. Maybe a soundtrack, another vinyl, collection.
Another
or something.
vinyl, yeah, like some kind of clock or something. I don't know. Some.
And then maybe a port of Advent Children would be kind of, or not Advent Children of what's the PSP game again?
The PSP game.
Yeah, the PSP game. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
Crisis Core, yeah. Well, so I think they're gonna talk about First Soldier. First Soldier is like a mobile game of sort. They'll probably, like I said, like seriously, they're probably gonna talk about like 3 different mobile games.
I would like them to do something with Crisis Core at some point. Yeah. I think that would be kind of neat. And I don't know, but I mean that's just their 25th anniversary. If they're making a big whole event, that's my hope, is that they'll have a few things good and not just like, here's the one thing and a bunch of crap.
Here's
now,
my
realistically reeling it in a little bit, maybe a teaser of 7 Part 2 and then a bunch of crap.
Definitely. What I would submit to Square Enix, I know they're not watching, but if you're watching Square Enix, use the Final Fantasy VII remake engine and redo Crisis Core.
Yeah, it would be nice.
And just really make us cry. Because Zack's story was just amazing for anyone who has never played Crisis Core.
I haven't, actually.
Let me just say that. Yeah. If you've never played Crisis Core, consider it. It is a great game. It's just such a shame that it was like a PSP only title and it's a little dated today. But boy, if they brought it back with like modern like graphics, oh man, that would just be a story for the decades. Absolutely. But yeah, so that's all the industry stuff that's coming. Stay tuned next week as I go through all these. I mean, thankfully, it's only 4. Like, this week was crazy. If you guys were here when I was naming all those shows out, this time's only 4 shows. Should be like leisure compared to what happened this past week. Now, moving on, let's talk about merch. Kind of merch, kind of not merch.
Sure.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 special edition release was it didn't go exactly as Nintendo had hoped. So Nintendo opened the sale of the game special edition on June 8th. That was last Wednesday. That is exclusive to just the Nintendo Online Store. And then within a couple of minutes, the site was down and can no longer process orders.
Oh.
Nintendo attempted to fix the situation, but to no avail, leading to people waiting for hours, only to be greeted with a page error at the very end. Yours truly, that happened to me.
Oh.
I waited for 5 hours.
Wow.
And then I got a Wario at the end that says site not found. And I was really angry. Yeah, I was mad. That was my second attempt. My first attempt just like failed. And then my second attempt just led me to this waiting page for about like 5 hours. Nintendo issued an apology via Twitter later the same day that said pre-purchase of the special edition will be made available again at a later date. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is scheduled to release on July 29th. Nintendo has said that the special edition bonuses would actually be sent to customers around September. So if you didn't catch that, that means you will get your game in July, even if you ordered the special edition. But all those bonuses, the box, all the packaging, all that stuff, that will be mailed to you separately.
Huh. Okay.
In a later time.
That's weird.
Around September.
That's very weird.
Which incidentally coincides with the game's original release window.
Okay.
Why the heck did they move this thing up again? Just still a huge mystery to me. It just seems like this is a huge mess they could have avoided.
Yeah, that's very strange.
It is very strange. And and this is why I was being a little snarky about it, because look at Nipponichi Software America. Look at
they did it right.
They're doing they do pre-orders limited edition all the time in their store. Okay? And now they're doing it for Trails to Azure, right?
Yeah.
And they would do it, and the game is released in 2023. They're opening pre-order right now in June, right? So at least half a year. If Trails to Azure release in January, that's still 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? They give themselves months, and then they sell out. They know exactly how much they need to order, and they order that many. They manufacture that many, and then they might have a little bit extra just to keep in stock, and then those 2 will sell out. They don't lose anything, right? That's the easy way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck Nintendo was thinking.
Make them to order. Yeah. Just have them pre-order in advance. Make them to order.
What
Makes
are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what Nintendo's doing.
Yeah, it's just baffling. It's this huge corporation that's just like, how do we do pre-orders? Like, then don't do pre-orders in your store. You have no idea what you're doing. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Little frustrating, but hey, listen, as a fan who wants this really badly, I will keep you updated whenever Nintendo comes back and say we're ready to try this thing again. And we'll see if that works out better the second time around.
Let's hope so. Pre-orders for the hardcover Elden Ring Books of Knowledge are now open. Elden Ring is getting a pair of official physical guidebooks later on this year from Future Pass. Volume 1 will include an in-depth explanations and data of all of the gameplay elements and mechanics, and ultra-detailed cartography. Volume 2, though, is going to contain the creatures, the weapons, spells, and armors, as well as the exclusive interview with director Hidetaka Miyazaki. Both volumes are available for pre-order on Amazon. And Amazon's website hasn't gone down.
Amazon's website hasn't gone down.
However, that said, they might just not give you what you ordered anyway. So, your mileage may vary.
they'll cancel your order a month before release, and then just like
May as well pre-order too, just in case.
Please pre-order again.
Yeah.
Please try this again.
Yeah.
We'll
be sure to notify you when the pre-order
really
comes back
good.
in stock.
Actually, should we show the good people what those books look like?
Oh,
Actually,
yeah. Do you have it pulled up?
I don't remember if I have a link to that. I really should have a link to it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I have the feature press open. Are we looking at it right now?
Oh, nope. Here we go.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. So from Future Press, this is sort of what the book looks like. Oh, yeah. This is the books of knowledge, volume 1 and 2. So there are $49.99 dollar, $39.99 pound, I believe, and €44.99 euro.
Wow.
So yeah. So there are multiple editions: English, French, German, Spanish. So really cool.
Good.
So if you get for all of our European viewers, that's 3 extra languages that's outside of English that you may be interested in. It's gonna come in late summer 2022. So super awesome. Yeah, and you know, I've gotten stuff from Feature Press and they look great. So if you are a diehard fan of Elden Ring, I actually sent this over to one of our streamer friend, and she's a cartographer in real life and she loves maps.
Yeah.
And she just started playing Elden Ring. I was like, yo, listen, check this out. Check out the Elden Ring cartography. I haven't seen her report, but I think she's just like over the moon. So hey, if you guys like to just geek out over these things, you like collecting these sort of memorabilia, I think these books are a fantastic addition to like your bookcase. So check it out.
Rad. Thank you.
All right. And now we're finally at the last story, a feel-good story to end this episode. So let's talk a little bit about this doctor who's treating a male patient with incurable cancer, who had reached out to Nintendo to see if he could play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet early. All right, so this story begins with a doctor named Dr. Erica Kay. She is a pediatric oncologist who's recently took to Twitter, actually on the 8th. So how many days ago was that on the 8th? That's like 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
This happened 4 days ago. Yeah. So Dr. K took to Twitter asking to connect with Nintendo Game Freak or the Pokemon Company to see if her patient, who was the young boy in question, could somehow play the Pokemon game early, or just at least talk to the developers, right? You know, that's sort of his last wish, right? Yeah. Over 4,000 retweets and 12,000 likes later, the VP of technology at the Pokemon Company, Eric Nostetter, I think that's his name, responded to Dr. K. He said, "Hey, I'm so sorry to hear about your patient. I don't know if we can get him the game, but I absolutely want to make something happen for him." So now we don't know what exactly they have done, but Dr. K did end up with a follow-up tweet that says the right folks are now working on it. So it is definitely like a kind of a bittersweet story.
For sure.
But you know, we're absolutely hoping that something great happened to the young patient. Now, getting the game early, unfortunately, is probably something that's not even that's like out of basically any of their hands. It's not like a one-man operation. But can they do something for this young boy? Absolutely. It didn't necessarily have to be playing that new game. So hopefully it would be something just like super magical and special. I'm just wishing all the best for this child.
100%. That's yeah.
All right. So that's your feel good story. I hope you feel better, knowing that there are still good, decent people out there who are trying to do the right things for the less fortunate. So yeah, that's it for our reporting today.
All right. Well, Baku, actually, before we wind down, what are you doing these days? Where can people find you, and what are you playing?
Yes. So I'm playing a game called Xenoblade Chronicles. We just talked about it today, didn't we?
yeah. I think we did talk.
Yeah, so I play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out, and I never played the first game. And what I didn't know is that the third game is actually ties into the first game and the second game. So I don't really have a choice. I went back and played the first game. It was really good. Just finished it yesterday. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it to Derek. Hashtag tweet at Derek. Shame Derek into playing this. Yeah, but there's also something called the Future Connect, which is the sort of the epilogue for the definitive edition. It's about like an 8-hour campaign, and I'm working on that now. Once I finish that, we'll be moving on to Persona 4 Golden. Should be pretty exciting. And I will be streaming, I believe, next week. I'll be streaming Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's my new schedule. So yeah, so that way I can actually hang out at Derek's over his Monday stream. So there you go. There's something to do every day.
Awesome.
You don't have to pick and choose anymore, people. No excuses. You can go watch Derek on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you can come watch me Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then we'll take a break on Sunday and watch some HitPoint.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right. There. Sorry, I was troubleshooting something else, and I got it.
Oh yeah, no. Also, our links are down below in the description, so
yeah,
check them out. Yeah.
All right. And I am currently making my way through Chrono Cross over on Twitch, so you can find me over there, twitch.tv/SuperDerekRPGs, and we're slowly but surely making some progress when things like tornadoes aren't keeping me from making, additional progress. So yeah, links in the description. We do also have a few super chats to respond to here, Baku. So let's take a quick look at a couple of those. Starting with one from Dragonheart, who says Persona 5 for Xbox, but still no Switch. What the H? or what the F? So yeah, I don't know. We might see it on Switch, like I said before. It just hasn't been announced yet. And if it were coming to Switch, it's certainly not going to be Xbox's event that's going to be making that announcement, because obviously they're going to try to make their console or platform look the biggest and coolest and brightest and whatever. So,
yeah.
So
absolutely.
Keep your eyes peeled, because there are still possible, the possibility that it could come at the same time, or it could have a timed exclusive, or, yeah. So there are options.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just the first to report that, hey, we're getting these games in our, library. That doesn't mean that they're the only ones. So yeah, we'll definitely keep you all posted.
And then we got another super chat here from Bring Back Fluffy Dogs, who says, Mistwalker.
Hello.
Mistwalker, please come back to consoles. Blue Dragon 2 and Lost Odyssey 2. Please and thank you. Okay, fine. I'll just hold my breath for Final Fantasy Pixel remasters physically on Switch.
Oh god, that's a lot of sore points. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I would really, really like them, especially to if ever their contract with Apple Arcade comes to a close. Fantasian, man, is really,
oh my god,
really a game that needs more people to get their hands on it if possible. And if you have like an iPad, like a more recent iPad, they've got that Nintendo Switch controller accessory now that it's compatible with them. Like it now supports them, which is really cool. So like if you have an iPad, you can get a pretty close to console experience with that. Just throwing that out there.
I do have a brand new iPad.
Oh, and Baku, the brand new iPad, you can use an HDMI out adapter, connect it to a TV, sync up I actually used my Nintendo Switch Pro controller back a while ago, and it was honestly extremely awesome. It is a 4:3 aspect ratio, so it kind of feels a bit more like a PlayStation RPG when you do it that way, especially if you use a PS3 or PS4 controller.
Right.
Oh man, it's great. It works so nice. You should definitely check it out. And I believe you can get your first month of Apple Arcade. It's like $5 per month, but you can within your first month, you might even get a free month when you sign up. You can actually just play the game and finish it in that first month or two, and it's like a console experience. you know,
Man, I gotta check that out.
but that's the thing. You have to have a pretty recent iOS device or Mac. So, and that's as much as a console for some people. So I totally understand if you can't. But
I knew I had a reason I bought my mom a new iPad last year.
Yeah,
Is that good enough? Last year is that good enough? That's pretty new.
I do
right?
believe
That's
so.
okay.
Yeah.
I knew that was a good reason for that.
All right, and then we have one more
Hello.
super chat who came from I think it might be Debris 44 or DEB or I'm sorry, yeah, DEBRIS, right? Debris or is that Debris? Debris, I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize. It says, do you guys think Star Ocean: The Divine Force will be an improvement over Star Ocean 5? What do you think?
Yes.
Buck?
Yes. Oh yeah. No. Absolutely. Yes. I mean, technologically speaking, yes.
And that's kind of about all we can really comment as.
Man, that is a tough question.
my camera just cut out, but I feel like that's about as far as we can really comment on any of that at this point, because obviously all we have access to at this point are trailers, right? So
yeah, Derek's just tired of my crap, so he just like left the door.
Yeah, my camera just noped out.
we have one more chat, I think, by the way, that just came in. Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, but let me just address this one again. Will it be better than 5? Probably. I mean, heck, if they don't make improvements, then what are they doing, right? Especially for a lot of people who didn't like Star Ocean 5. I'm not one of them. I actually liked Star Ocean 5. So that's why I said it was kind of hard, because I was like, yeah, I actually enjoyed Star Ocean 5. But they're kind of going back to the whole like you're on the technology side sort of situation where you're like exploring different planets and you're visiting civilization that's more native. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just think Star Ocean 3 and Star Ocean 4, right? Where you're basically part of like the super civilization Earth that's going out and venturing different parts of space, and where you're not like one of the premier planet that these like Space Force people are visiting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and people seems to like that more. So yeah, I mean, I guess improvement in that sense. Sure.
All right.
Yeah. So the last one.
All right. From Yum Raisin.
That's what I was looking at. That I thought you were talking about this one, and then you were like saying like Dizan something. I'm like, wait a minute. This one says Yum Raisin. It's like, are we talking about the same? Are we talking about the same thing? But yeah, sorry. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I think Yum Raisin says, I just got a guidebook for Chrono Cross. Worth it? I don't know. Maybe
you tell us.
I mean, I have no idea. I never got the Chrono Cross guidebook. I mean, I wouldn't turn down buying a Chrono Cross guidebook. Like if I came across a guidebook in like a used game shop for Chrono Cross, I would buy it alone for like the artwork, I'm sure, right? Like I've got a little bit of a guidebook collection that I've, not really shown off too much of, but I really enjoy having it, and I enjoy having things in the art. And yeah,
I want to know what guidebook you got. That's what I want to know. Like a Brady Games guidebook. Like what guidebook did you get?
I mean, I will say it might be worth it to have a guide for your playthrough of Chrono Cross anyway, because like there are certain characters that you might want to get, and unless you have some sort of guide, it's going to be very tough to get them on your first playthrough without looking up something, right? It's not super intuitive all the time.
Hang on a second.
What's Baku doing? What? All right. What is? What is Baku doing here? Did you find what you're
it
looking
didn't
for?
come in yet. No, I thought my order of I was gonna show you a game that just came in. But never mind. I'll show it to you some other time. I thought it came in
Okay.
already. That's why. Yeah, that's why I was like looking back there. Anyway,
Gotcha.
that was weird. Sorry about that, folks. Totally broken immersions just now, I'm sure. It's like, did you know that that's not like a green screen? That's actually a real case of games. Oh
man.
no, the magic's broken. Baku's relics, yes. Yeah, man. A strategy guidebook. Oh man, if you got the Brady Games guidebook, that's crazy. Because I think they're out of business.
Mm-hmm. That's super
Yeah,
cool. I would be
Brady
really
Ga-
happy with that, actually. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
just it's like, yeah, no, absolutely. If he gave me a Brady Games guidebook, I'll actually be super happy. It is a Brady Games guidebook. Oh
Nice.
man, no, I think that's worth it just for the collective value.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow, that's really awesome.
I do believe that probably wraps things up for the day. So, everybody, thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm sorry you can't see my face because my camera died, but I'll figure that out later. Until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Baku, any closing thoughts?
Next week is going to be 4 different game shows, so stay tuned for more trailers.
Yeah.
Coming to you next week. Yep.
All right. Hype responsibly, get a
All
t-shirt.
right.
See you guys later. Here we go.
Oh yeah, t-shirt. HitPoint t-shirt. Get the HitPoint t-shirt. Do it. Hashtag not sponsored. Thanks for the t-shirt again, man. This is really cool.